Now, here's what I'll tell you. To me, lead capture is easy. I don't find that challenging at all. If we give people value and we provide what they want, they'll register to get it. So I don't find that challenging. Where it gets a little sticky is in how you get the registration, where it's offered, when it's offered, what the form looks like, what fields are on the form. Those are where things start getting very interesting. So let me know if you guys are on here for the first time too. I was just going, I see a lot of new names there actually that I don't recognize. So I was curious if anybody's on here for the first time. For those of you that don't know, I'm a real estate agent in Las Vegas. I have a real estate business here. I actually don't sell anymore myself. I have a license, but I don't work with clients. I have not worked with a client since 2010. 8 years. Oh my gosh. All I do is lead generate. So that's a really cool place to be, and that's where I like to live. That's my favorite thing. I own 3 businesses. I have the real estate business. I own a website development company for real estate agents. That's called Ballen Brands. And I own a weight loss coaching company. So I shed 50 pounds this year myself and then got certified as a ketogenic lifestyle coach. The reason I tell you this is because all 3 of those require massive lead generation and constant attention on generating leads. And I spend all day, whenever I'm working on these businesses, that's what I'm doing is lead generating. So I focus on lead capture. And so what I find is there are very common strategies across all niches. All niches, it doesn't matter where we are. This lead capture, these lead capture strategies are cross-channel. They cross industries, they cross verticals. Okay, so however, I am going to show you specific real estate on a real estate website because most of you are real estate agents, and if you're not, let me know that too as well, because I always try to cater to whoever's live that's taking the time to be here with us. So I try to work on that as well. So on my screen here, you see my real estate website. I have a couple actually for Vegas. I have this one. This is a BREW. So this is a WordPress website, and this is built by my company at Ballen Brands. And super SEO structured. I built this website to rank on the search engines because that's my specialty. And then we also have customized it for pay-per-click marketing, which would include your Facebook marketing, your Google marketing, Bing, any of your social channels. And so these are the things we do every day. Yeah, I'm reading your question there, your comment that John, that it's harder in Canada. Yeah, definitely talk to my team about how we can help with that. ballenbrands.com. We have clients in your area actually. All right, so what I want to show you is a couple things. Now, what I want you to understand first is the strategy, and then I'm going to show you the actual lead capture that I've chosen for a couple things. First thing you have to get in your head, and you have to wake up before you start doing this, you have to ask yourself, who are my clients, or who are my ideal clients? Nobody asks themselves this question, and it's crazy to me. If I were to ask most real estate agents who your client is, they'll say like buyers or sellers, but they really don't have any understanding of what age group are they young families, first-time home buyers, investors, move up, move down? Are they out of town? They're relocators. You know, they don't really have a good understanding of what their client base is unless they're working a really strong sphere of influence. Those people usually know. Okay. Avi, what's not true? I saw a not true in there. I love a good challenge at 11 o'clock in the morning. Tell me what is not true. All right. I'll watch for your answer. Maybe Avi's in Canada. Was that it? Oh, I know. He said, I know who my clients are. Well, I didn't say all of you. I said most of you, most real estate agents I know, because this is what I do, and real estate agents are my clients. So we talk a lot. So if you have a great sphere of influence, you usually know who your client base is, but a lot of people don't. And so it's really important to ask yourself, who are my clients? And then ask yourself, are they clients I actually want? Is this the ideal client I want? If not, who is? Okay, so now that brings me to when I was saying I have one website and then I have another. So I started another one, and let me show you this one. And this one I built very specifically for this exact reason. I was talking to my team, and I have one agent on my team, David, who's really absolutely fantastic, a real go-getter, loves to be in the field, loves that I lead generate for him, and all he has to do is go buy or sell, go work with clients, because he's very social and wants to be out there working with clients, and I want to be here by myself lead generating. And so it works really well. Well, I was talking to him about where he wants to go, and he mentioned luxury, and he went and got his luxury certification, and we talked about a lot of that. And then when we kind of looked at the luxury market in Las Vegas, we were kind of eyeballing what what fits into luxury, and high rises kept coming up. And I did some pay-per-click marketing and some Google organic marketing. We got some high-rise buyers. David closed them. It turns out they were 3 times our average price range. And I went, well, there's something to this. So we got to talk, and I said, yeah, I think one of our ideal niches is the high-rise buyer. So contacted my team over at Ballen Brands and said, build me a high-rise website. And by the way, when I say build me, I designed all of the functionality of the website, of what I wanted it to do, and they put it all together, which is fantastic. So I'm not sitting here messing with the nuts and bolts of back end of WordPress all day long. My team does all of that. All right, so I think that I was reading a question. Sorry about that. So you can kind of get the idea. Okay, so once you figure that out, then you start doing all your lead generation for that person. Now once you figured that out and said, okay, my ideal client is the high-rise buyer. Now you've got to kind of create an avatar of what does that buyer or seller, by the way, I do a lot. All of my sellers come from the web or from real estate agent referrals through Facebook, real estate agent referrals, Google organic, paid, that type of thing. So you say, what does that client look like? Okay. So we got to looking at the high-rise buyer, and we have a lot of out-of-town people buying high rises, and that's really popular for Vegas, of course. In general, people come from out of town. We have a lot of investors. A lot of these people own multiple properties in multiple places, and they have some very common needs and problems and questions. So when I'm looking at what kind of value am I going to provide somebody that's looking at high rises, we're going to cover a lot of the financials, a lot of the investments, a lot of the financials around renting that property back out, how that works, which condos allow for that, which one high-rise units don't. And we can do that by offering a free report or a free market report around a specific high-rise unit or around that zip code or around that area. Okay. So Garrett, I think you're the only one hearing music. Is anybody else hearing music? I think that's just you, buddy. Nobody, unless anybody else says something to me here. You're the only one I see saying that. And if you're hearing music, maybe there's angels in the room trying to talk to you. What kind of music is it? Is it good music? All right. So let's take a look at how we capture leads for real estate that personally for my business generate a large amount of our business. Okay. One of these for sellers, raise your hand if you're interested in sellers. Oh, Garrett says it's country music. Yeah, not me. Unless I'm on a dance floor, there's no country music playing in my house. Sorry to all my country music fans. I don't dislike it. I just not usually what I play at home. All right, so let's talk sellers, right? Okay, everybody's like yes, yes, yes. All right, so here's what I'll do. I'll show you the inside secret here. I really don't have any secrets. I give everything away, right? Anybody who knows me knows I tell everything. So what we do is I write a blog that is catered to the client I'm trying to reach. Okay. So in my case, when I think sellers, general sellers, I'm thinking what do sellers want to know? Okay. Well, I didn't have to guess, and I'm not going to show you how I did all this today because that's another webinar. I didn't have to guess. I actually went into all my SEO software and I pulled up all the seller keywords that exist that are ranked by Google in any capacity or the other search engines. And I found everything that people Google. Okay. Now I do that through my SEO software. You can also do that by searching Quora, Quora for questions. There's another site called at answerthepublic.com that's really cool where you can see a bunch of people's questions. My SEO software is a little more advanced and gives me cost per click and how many people are searching it and the competition level. So the one thing that kept coming up over and over and over again was closing costs. Closing costs. How much is it going to cost me to sell my home? See, everybody thinks, oh, I just need to market for the keyword home value estimator or home value estimate or instant home value or what's my home worth. And that's really not the case. What you do is you rank or you run ads or you run social ads around how much somebody's actually going to get when they sell their house. So their question is, how much does the realtor cost me? What can be negotiated? Does the seller pay concessions? Always pay concessions? How does that work in Nevada? If they've never sold a house before, they're really Googling all this stuff, okay? So I sat down and I wrote a blog. Let's Google it here. Closing costs when selling. I can't remember exactly what. I'll just type in anything in. Closing costs when selling a house. Las Vegas, okay? And here's the paid ads. That's a paid ad. 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 And there's me organically, typically ranking #1, at least in my area, even in an incognito window or a computer I've never used, and generally in the top few for most areas that would be searching to sell a house here. Okay. And sometimes just in general ranking high for other states. I get a home value request for all over the nation. All right, so what I do is I sit down and I write a blog post that caters to that person. Let me click on this and show you. Okay, so then I'm asking myself, what kind of value can I provide to this person that they would register for, right? Because what we want to do, and people hate the word capture, but that's what it is. It's lead capture. You're not capturing the person, you're capturing information. And what can I offer them that they're going to be willing to register for? Okay. So for me, I make my blogs very value focused. So I've got video for them. I've got everything put together in a very easy to read, mobile responsive, clean, easy on the eyes, lots of spacing. I'm really creating a great piece that they're going to read. But you'll notice right up top, who knows what this is called? When you have a button up here like this, that's I don't want to say the word. I almost said the word. I almost gave away the answer. What's that called? Yeah, Eric. Yes, Reed. Yes. Is it Makita? I don't know if I said that right. Yes, Andrew. Oh my gosh, you guys are so smart. Yes, it is a call to action. It is a call to action. Brett, you did just see a calculator on that page, but it's just a graphic. I actually have a calculator that functions, and I'm not sure why it's not on there because my developer built it for me. Now that I'm thinking about it, I do have a closing cost calculator that functions. So yeah, haha, Paul. Paul says it's called a blue rectangle. Yes, Paul, 5 stars. You are absolutely correct. Call to action. Yeah, some people call that clickbait, but call to action is what I was looking for. That is a call to action. Okay. So what's important is that our call to action is being offered to the right audience, the right offer, the right call to action to the right audience. So all of those things are key before you figure out what form am I going to use, what needs to be on the forms, what colors should I use for my button. Those 3 things really have to be tight. And that is one of my specialties, is figuring out who's the niche, who's the audience, what does that niche or audience want, and what kind of value can I give to them that they're going to register. And then after that, obviously, we've got a killer system at my company we built through Infusionsoft, where we have text and auto dialers and all of these messages pre-built that have been tested and measured that fire to that buyer or seller that get them to respond to us, okay? We call that autopilot ISA. So that's a conversion piece that comes in after the fact. So let's take a look. Don't everybody click on this and fill this out, please. I'm going to show you how to get a sample of how this works. So if I click on this, what's your house worth? Get an instant home value based on your property address. This page is actually formulated. It's on our BREW from Ballen Brands, but this here is an embedded landing page provided through something we pay for called listings to leads. Listings to leads. Now, I'm going to give you the link to this right now so that you can go on, set up your free trial, and try out how this works, okay? So what you do is you go to listingstoleads.com, listingstoleads.com/Ballen, B-A-L-L-E-N. That is my link. I do receive a benefit for you signing up. I always like to disclose that. And you receive an extended free trial when you sign up for this. So they gave us gave you a farther trial. Everybody go sign up for this if you don't have it. Do the trial so that you can see how all these landing pages work. There's more than just this home value landing page. But guys, if I get a listing online, it's coming through here. I'm telling you, it's incredible. But it has to be done in you know, everything I do supports everything else that I do. There's not one thing that's a magic answer. There's not one thing that I would say this is the reason everything works. It's not just because I rank high on the search engine. It's not just because I'm running a pay-per-click ad, or just because I nailed a Facebook ad, or just because the landing page. It all works together, right? And all of you guys that are my clients know that we provide all the resources to teach you how to do this, because it really is important that you kind of get this whole marketing, all the marketing funnels working together so that they're super, super powerful, okay? So the question somebody just asked me is, do I like this more than lead pages? I do use this more than lead pages for real estate, yes. I like the way it integrates. I like the way the landing pages are already done. I was finding lead pages was slowing down my website. It didn't embed the way listings leads does. It more, you'd use the plugin and then it would give you a special URL so it would be part of your domain. But every time they would hit it, it would slow it down. Now, I don't know if things have changed. My marketing director, Sabrina, for all three of my companies, she loves lead pages and she uses it for certain things. And I use it. Here's an example of lead pages for those that are going, what is lead pages? I'm just going to have to give you a non-real estate example because that's what I have in front of me. This is a lead pages that I built on Sunday. I did this on Sunday. Okay, so it's for my coaching program, but it's beautiful. It's clean. Why did I choose lead pages for this one? Because I wanted a certain kind of template, and so I went for this. Where listings to leads is all real estate related, 100% specifically real estate related, and it integrates with the BREW. So I think there's a time that you might use lead pages, and there's a time that you might use listings to leads. But let me tell you, this listings to leads, as soon as this is a platform for listings to leads, they have open house flyers and Facebook ad landing pages, and your listings funnel in here automatically, and you can blog using their platforms, and it's incredible. IVR and text and all kinds of cool things. So definitely check that out. So it's different. They do different things. Does that make sense? The other question is, could you cover Clicky? I'm not able to cover that today, but you can send a message to my team at ballenbrands.com, and they can shoot you back a Clicky video that I'm sure we've done to help you figure out what it is you can't get work in there. If you're a client of mine and you have a BREW, definitely reach out to my team if you're looking for how to use Clicky, okay? Because we've only got a limited amount of time today, but I appreciate that. Okay, John says, I love listings to leads. Brett says, I love listings to leads. All right, good. So seeing lots of, Andrew says, we love listings to leads for both lead capture and marketing. Yep, me too. Me too. Okay, so what they do is they fill out, I lost my page. They fill out my home value estimator and they get an instant home valuation. Yes, it's powered by Zillow. Boo. Oh, well, I got over that a long time ago. It's free. I mean, I'm not paying Zillow anything. It's all done through listings to leads. But what I do have is an immediate email that goes out to them telling them why this home value estimator is not as good as having a real estate agent talk to them. I also have a text that goes to them immediately through my autopilot ISA campaign that says, are you interested in selling? And then it follows up with text after that. And this is how we get our listings. I think we had 4 that just closed, or maybe it's 3 that closed and 1's still in escrow. All that came from this exact thing. They Googled how much is it going to cost to sell my home, or they Googled what are closing costs, or they Googled what's the realtor commission, or whatever it was. They found my blog. They filled out the instant home valuation request. And yes, my systems track every piece of this. I can see what page they came in on. I can see what pages they visited after that. I can see where they registered. I can see where they exited. So we have all of our data in check, which gives us the ability to scale, gives us the ability to teach better because we know what works. We can see what works. Great question, Shirley. Love that question. She said, are all the fields required? It's exactly why you're here. Good question. Yes, I make them required, and you do have the option to choose that. Here's what you have to know. If you only ask for an address and an email, you're going to get way more registrations. Your registrations will go through the roof. I can't remember what it was. I got like 2,000 home valuation ads off of a very small ad budget spend when I was first starting with listings to leads because I didn't require all the fields. I only asked for their address and an email. But those are so much harder to, you have to spin them through and try to dig out phone numbers and all that. Most of our listings that actually come from this are responding to our text, not our emails. So there really is a reason to have that phone number, with text being such a big part of conversion today. If you're not using text yet, really start thinking about it, because for me, it's absolutely a game changer. Yeah, that's an excellent question. Avi asked, what is your experience with markets 500,000 to over 2 million? No, completely different strategies. I will be really honest in saying that most of our listings that come in off the internet are more of the bread and butter range, which is my favorite personally. I live in the bread and butter range, which bread and butter range just means whatever the average price range is at the time. So in Vegas, our average price range right now is like 3 something, and that's going to be our average listings that comes in off of here. I have not spent a lot of time marketing specifically for luxury buyers and sellers ourselves, and in my experience, the more higher end they are, the more they're going to a person rather than the internet to find an agent. So don't know if anybody else here has any other experience on that, but for me, this is pretty much your bread and butter kind of marketing right here. So we're going to get your average price ranges. So yes, so I require address, name, email, and phone number everywhere that it's allowed to be required. Now here's the caveat, and I can't tell you 100% today for sure without looking. We also allow for Facebook and Google logins. Okay, so it looks something like this. Let me show you this on the IDX side. So I'm on. I wanted to show you this anyway. We're on my website. Okay, this is the strongest lead capture for buyers. Is either to give a free list, a free report, something like that, with a simple lead capture page. It generates a bunch of people downloading your free stuff. That's a great thing still. Home buyers kit, first time home buyers kit, 10 ways to raise your credit. I mean, I got a ton of them. Those are all still very popular, and they do really well on social media, by the way, more than they would on pay-per-click Google. But those are great for social media, clickbait, as somebody called it. All right, so here, my favorite one though is when they register for properties, because I know I've got a potential buyer. They still may be way early in the game. They could still be 2 years out. They still may be looky-loos, but I know they're looking at properties, and I've got great campaigns for those conversions. So here's what I do. They come in and they look at a property. They click on the house. Now I've tested this, guys, upward, backward, forward, upside down, inside out. My team and I, Jeff and I especially, have gone through here and tested what people will register for and what they won't register for, okay? Printable flyers like a joke. That doesn't even need to be on there anymore. Things have changed so much, haven't they? But what I have found is they will bounce off. Well, they bounce off anyway. You're only going to get probably up to about a 10% capture rate, but your averages are probably going to be more like 3 to 7, depending on where you're getting your registration and what IDX you're using and that type of thing. So you're still going to have a 90% bounce rate regardless, for those of you that are more technical and understand that terminology. And so what happens is you want to make sure you're getting the highest capture rate that you possibly can. So I tested if they would register for the search results. I tested if they would register for the maps. Guess what they register for? And you guys that are my clients already know this, especially since we have So many of you that are BREW clients, I see your names on here already. So what is it that you guys do? Do you know what they'll register for? Michaela, you nailed it. Yep. Can you guys see each other's answers on here? That'd be really easy just to copy everybody, wouldn't it? I don't know. I actually don't know if you can see the chat. Okay. Everybody said no. Thank you, Avi and Michaela. It's photos. It's photos. So today in 2018, what everybody thinks is valuable is photos of the property. And believe me, have I tested that. So what I do is when they click on view photo gallery, they're looking at the first one I'm letting them look at for free right now. I'm kind of playing with where to force it still. First property, second property, third property. We've got a lot of tests happening right now. I'm kind of testing something right now where I say I'm okay with a little bit less leads if they're higher quality leads. So we're letting them look a little bit farther than we were. So I think it's forced on 2 properties. Okay. So let me see if I can get this to pop up. Let's do a couple of them. So I can get the registration there. We'll let this one look at photo gallery. Oh, there it is. Okay, so right now I'm letting them look at 1 property and then they have to register. But you see this Facebook and Google? This is where it gets very interesting. This is growing. We're going to see this more and more and more that people are signing in through their other channels because they don't want to have to fill out forms. And this makes it quick and easy. They can click a button. We're getting a lot of these, and we're getting these leads that are coming in with still with phone numbers. So if I were to click here, and Facebook has changed, you know, there's a lot of things that are changing that are helping this. If I were to click right here, select an account, please select a provider, and I'm going to say I'll go ahead and register with Facebook. Oh, I've already registered, so it's logging me in automatically. Then it'll ask them for information. You can still, wherever you can require a phone number, require a phone number. But if they are logging in through a certain social channel that doesn't have that ability to require a phone number, then you'll get some that just have the emails and whatnot. But you can choose, like I use IDX Broker. IDX Broker is my favorite IDX provider for a million reasons. The main one originally was because it gives me the IP address and I'm able to track where that lead came from. And to me, that's the most important thing I could possibly know. Meaning, did they come from Google Organic? Did they come from a pay-per-click ad? Did they come from Facebook? Did they come from a Facebook ad? Did they come from my Facebook business page or my personal page? I need to know all that information so that I can scale and track. And, you know, so for me, that's a deal breaker. If the IDX does not provide an IP address, I'm not using it. I need to have that info. And Listings to Leads does as well, by the way. So then I can look up, I can, my systems or my people can look up where that lead came from. We've tracked it, we stored it, and now when that turns into a sale, we can assign a certain ROI dollar to our activities, and it's really important. Also, I chose IDX Broker because of the customization abilities and the way I can change all the templates and the colors and the lead generation options. So I could change this registration settings to say register at first land, register at the photo gallery, register at an advanced search, register at a map search, register after. I mean, there's so many options, but I've tested it, and this is the one. This is the one for me. So can you believe we're out of time? It is 11:30. It's 11:30. I am one of those people that believes in value of your time. I start on time and I end on time. So I look forward to getting to know more of you in the future. If you're looking for a real estate website, reach out to ballenbrands.com. And if any of you guys are with Keller Williams, I will be representing Lori Ballen team for Keller Williams at Mega Camp in a few weeks. Just booked my flight this morning, so I look forward to. So reach out, let's connect and say hey, and high five to all of you guys that are doing this at a high level, and high five to all of you beginners that are just learning it because you're here and that's what matters. And I appreciate all of you very much being here. And I will talk to you guys on the next call.